What if I told you that one of the richest football clubs in the world is on the brink of financial collapse, and hardly anyone saw it coming? Welcome to the wild financial roller coaster of Manchester United in 2025, a club once known for breaking transfer records, now clinging to just £73 million in cash. Yes, just £73 million in the bank for a club with a global fan base of over 650 million and a history of splashing £100 million on a single player. But how did we get here? This is not just a story of poor form on the pitch. This is the real drama unfolding behind the scenes at Old Trafford, a tale of financial mismanagement, brutal losses, PSR nightmares, and a timely billionaire bailout that may have prevented total disaster. Let's dive deep into the curious case of Manchester United's financial crisis and why the next 60 days could decide the fate of the Red Devils for the next 5 years. The £73 million wake-up call. Imagine being a club like Manchester United and realizing your total available cash is £73 million, barely enough to sign a top midfielder these days. This shocking reality came to light when Sir Jim Ratcliffe admitted United were running dangerously low on liquidity. The football world froze. How could Manchester United, with its legacy, sponsors, and billions in brand value, be flirting with a financial meltdown? But this wasn't an overnight disaster. It was the result of 3 years of financial bleeding, missed opportunities, and poor sporting outcomes, all snowballing into one giant red flag. The perfect storm. How did it all go wrong? You don't end up on the financial edge overnight. United's current crisis has been building up slowly but surely, like a storm cloud gathering over Old Trafford. Over the past 3 seasons, the club has been losing money at an alarming rate, hemorrhaging funds through bloated wages, underperforming stars, and a lack of Champions League revenue. Add to that major investments that failed to deliver on the pitch, and you've got a time bomb ticking. Then came the knockout blow, missing out on Champions League qualification. That wasn't just a sporting failure, it was a £100 million financial disaster. And just when fans hoped for a consolation prize, United lost the Europa League final too. No silverware, no UCL, and a massive hole in their balance sheet. PSR rules, the invisible hand, choking big clubs. Here's where things get even more intense. The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, PSR, now play a huge role in club operations. These regulations cap losses at £105 million over a 3-year period. Breach it, and you're looking at points deductions, transfer bans, or hefty fines. In theory, it's about protecting clubs from overspending, but in practice, it means clubs like Manchester United, used to throwing money around, now face an invisible wall. Right now, United are perilously close to that PSR limit. Think of it as a luxury yacht suddenly taking on water. It's not supposed to happen. But when it does, the headlines write themselves. The £100 million that got away. Let's go back to that Europa League final loss. Most fans saw it as a disappointing night, but for the boardroom, it was a nuclear-level financial hit. Missing out on the Champions League cost the club £100 million in revenue. Why does that matter? Because UCL participation doesn't just mean prize money, it fuels everything. Higher commercial deals, more global exposure, increased shirt and merch sales, easier contract negotiations, ability to attract world-class players. Without that cash injection, United are operating with champagne taste on a beer budget. And that's not how you win titles in the modern era. £73 million sounds like a lot, until it isn't. So let's talk about that cash reserve, £73 million. At first glance, it seems okay, but zoom out and compare. Manchester City spent over £200 million last summer. Arsenal invested a similar amount in their rebuild. Chelsea went on a near £1 billion spree over 2 seasons. Suddenly, £73 million doesn't even buy you a bench warmer from Madrid. It's barely enough to land one marquee player in today's market. For Manchester United, that's a brutal wake-up call. INEOS takeover, the billionaire lifeline. Just when things looked like they were about to spiral out of control, INEOS stepped in. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's INEOS acquisition of United couldn't have come at a better time. Sources suggest this move saved the club from a potential £48 million PSR fine. That fine alone could have crippled United's transfer plans for years, leading to smaller squads, cheaper signings, reduced wages, pressure to sell youth players. But with INEOS backing, United dodged a bullet. And more importantly, they now have a fresh platform to rebuild, both financially and structurally. Transfer window dead or just smart? You'd think United would be sitting out of this transfer window, but surprisingly, they're moving. Matheus Cunha joined from Wolves for a reported £62.5 million. Talks with Bryan Mbeumo are heating up. Rumours of more outgoings and a few shock signings remain in play. So how are they doing it? Creative deal structuring. Modern football transfers aren't simple cash deals anymore. Instead, it's installments spread over multiple years. Add-ons and bonuses tied to performance. Player swaps. Loans with obligations to buy. Basically, United are financially cooking with leftovers, but making it taste gourmet. Selling to survive, turning players into profit. United know one thing: if they want to buy, they've got to sell first. And not just any players, they need to move academy graduates and unused stars. Why? Because when you sell academy products, the fee is booked as 100% profit. No amortization, no cost, just clean financial gain. Expect United to cash in on homegrown talents who aren't breaking through, aging stars on high wages, frustrated players like Garnacho. This strategy is essential if they want to stay under PSR limits and reload for the season ahead. Garnacho fallout and Gyökeres twist. Speaking of Garnacho, his time at United may be over. After clashing with new manager Ruben Amorim and being benched in key fixtures, the 20-year-old is reportedly open to a move. Chelsea and Napoli were interested, but now things have changed. Chelsea are closing in on Jamie Bino-Gittens from Dortmund for £55.5 million, which would rule them out of the Garnacho chase. Now United are scrambling to find a new buyer for the fiery Argentine, a player who could bring in significant funds if sold this summer. Final thoughts: can United bounce back? The 2024-25 season was a nightmare. 15th place in the Premier League, no Champions League, and financial chaos. But strangely, it might have been the wake-up call United needed. Now, under INEOS, they have a more disciplined financial strategy, better long-term planning, an academy worth investing in, smart deal-making in motion. But the next 60 days are absolutely critical. United need to offload high-value players smartly, seal key transfers with clever structuring, stay within PSR margins, rebuild squad depth without overspending. It's a tightrope walk, but if they get it right, Manchester United might just emerge stronger, leaner, and more dangerous than ever before. Don't let the £73 million fool you. This club isn't dead yet. But if they fumble this summer window, the fall could be historic.